With more rain expected this month, there is also growing concern about a dengue fever outbreak following the epidemic last year, which left thousands of residents seeking medical attention. Already, there are 5 new cases confirmed for this year. Dr. Colin Bullard, emergency medical specialist at the Princess Margaret Hospital, says that given the situation last year, the concern is warranted. He is, however, advising residents that should they experience dengue fever symptoms, including including headaches, pain in joints and behind the eyes, the head and nausea, they should properly utilize the health system for more efficient service.
People were using the health services incorrectly. When people suspected they had dengue, instead of going to their nearest health clinic or their private physician, they were coming directly to the emergency room. And that's something that we definitely want to avoid. We want people to encourage people to use the clinics, whether private or public, and go to the clinic first and then let the clinic decide if you need to come into the emergency room. I mean, last year we had people coming in, they got bitten by a mosquito, and they were coming in concerned they had dengue.
Now, Bullard says that there were about 7,000 clinical cases of dengue fever last summer, but says testing continues to confirm just how many of those cases were in fact dengue fever. It was also rumored that dengue fever was the cause of several deaths last year. Dr. Bullard said this was not necessarily the case.
Confirm if there were any deaths that were directly related to dengue. What happened is, a lot of people who were sick with other illnesses and may have gotten dengue on top of that, some persons may have died as a result of that. So it's hard to say whether that was due solely to dengue alone.
Several months ago, we brought you the story of bus drivers who were fed up after being robbed and attacked by thieves posing as passengers. They called on police to ensure their safety and that of their passengers. Tonight, we get an update on the situation from our Janaea Noel Ferguson.
Passenger Jason Saunders is not a regular on the public bus transport. However, after hearing a number of horror stories, he's concerned about the safety of those who utilize the bus daily.
Jewelry, high-tech phone, laptops, some people travel with these, MP3 players in their ears, and they can't hear what's going on behind them, and the person could walk right up in the back of you with a knife or something and tell you, let me have it.
Bus drivers on the Carmichael route who claim that they were robbed and even attacked during the earlier part of this year says that the criminal activity has significantly decreased thanks to efforts by the Royal Bahamas Police Force.
We were more concerned about our safety and not only our safety but the safety of our passengers as well. When you have people coming to you with a gun or also with knives and so forth, robbing you out in the middle of the day, that will give any bus driver, concern.
Right now, it decreased on robberies, but we still need the police to stop the bus more often and check passengers.
Bus drivers Mark Moss and Charles Louise say even though things have changed, they're not letting their guard down.
We're still being proactive. We're still trying to monitor the people that come in the bus, those who look a little suspicious or, and just try to educate the general public.
While bus drivers have come together to improve the general conditions on the route, Louise is hoping that the authorities will provide additional assistance.
I think they should keep the police on the bus. Just like the school police, we need bus police also. Because sometimes you come out in the mornings and just be scared.
But what we are pleased to say from the clarion call that was made to the Commissioner of Police, that he has answered our call. We've seen a decline in the robberies on Carmichael Road. Of not only the bus drivers, but also the passengers as well.
Janaea Noel Ferguson, ZNS News.
Statistics enumerators are out in the field gathering information for the annual labor force survey to be held in May and November. Statistics Director Kelsey Dorsett told ZNS News that the program usually begins during the first week in May. However, due to this year's general elections, enumerators didn't get the chance to start work until last week Thursday. Now, when completed, the survey will outline the national employment and unemployment numbers and household incomes. Last year, numbers illustrated a 13.7% unemployment rate and a 72.3% labor force participation rate. The complete list of Progressive Liberal Party senators has been announced. The Cabinet Office announced today that Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, has advised His Excellency the Governor General to appoint the following persons as senators under Article 39, Section 2 of the Constitution. Chris Saunders has the complete list.
Senators appointed are Frank Smith, Greg Burrows, Jerome Gomez, Julian Russell, Gary Sawyer, Alex Storr, and Tanisha Tynes. These 7 new senators complement the appointment last Friday of Senator the Honorable Allison Maynard Gibson and Senator the Honorable Keith Bell. Regarding the appointment of the new senators, Prime Minister the Right Honorable Perry Christie said, "The group represents the best group of government senators ever appointed in the history of the Bahamas." This, he said, was yet another early demonstration of his determination to prepare the country for a new generation of leadership. The Prime Minister added that it was a matter of personal regret that he could not have also appointed Mr. Clay Sweeting as a senator, but that as Mr. Sweeting is still in his 20s, he is not constitutionally eligible to serve in the Senate at this time. The Prime Minister, though, indicated that he would soon be appointing Mr. Sweeting to yet another important position so that he too could play a role in national governance. The Prime Minister also advised that Mr. Renato Curry has indicated a preference to forego a senatorial appointment in order to put himself in a position of maximum readiness for the anticipated by-election in the North Abaco constituency. Chris Saunders, ZNS News.
The much-anticipated BTC Star Maker 3 was announced in a grand ceremony held last night at the British Colonial Hilton. The BTC Star Maker reality show series began back in 2009 to expose the talents and develop the public relations skills of Bahamian youth. Marquita Wims and Brandon Heiler won the $10,000 prize. They're now the new spokespersons and models for BTC. The first runners-up were Zelda Simmons and Liam Davis. Siobhan Strawn won the Most Photogenic and Most Improved award, while Jade Bastian was named the Most Congenial.
Welcome to tonight's edition of the Business Beat, sponsored by Royal Fidelity. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Let's take a look at what's making business news today. Chief Executive of the Bahamas Chamber of Commerce and Employers Confederation, Winston Roll, said Wall Street's fears of a negative fiscal impact from the new government's $250 million mortgage relief plan shows just how careful Bahamian politicians have to be about the international implications of their promises. The Bahamas has called on International Maritime Organization members to react responsibly to the increasing attacks on vessels and crew by pirates in open waters. High Commissioner and Permanent Representative of the Bahamas to the International Maritime Organization, His Excellency Paul Farquharson, made the plea while addressing the high-level meeting on piracy at the 90th session of the Maritime Safety Committee in London this past Wednesday. In international business, concern over the Eurozone debt crisis has continued to weigh on financial markets. The euro fell more than a cent against the US dollar as an interim Greek government was sworn in to steer the debt-ridden country into repeat elections in June. European share indexes were lower, led by financial stocks. Remember, you can send us an email or join us on www.znsbahamas.com or become our friend on ZNS's official Facebook page. And that will end tonight's edition of the Business Beat, sponsored by Royal Fidelity. I'm Altaviz Munnings. Thanks so much for watching.